So life is hard, and we can agree on that. Life is hard, and you are trying to be motivated. You want to be in a new era. You want to be growing. You need to love yourself. You want to do all these things. You see all these girls on TikTok doing all these things, and you want to be that. You want to do that. Granted, it is so hard. Life is so hard, but you have to pick your hard. You really do. It's an option. An option of struggling, or an option of struggling knowing that your bills are paid. So, you have to pick your battle. Which one would you like? Because there are different levels of hard. There is. And I know that you've been through it. You have. And you have a story like all of us. All of us have a story. But we cannot sit here and mope around about our stories, because if we don't sit here and create a change, that is all you're going to do, is literally mope around about what happened to you, what is going on in your life, the things that you faced. A lot of you have faced a lot of things. But hear me out. What if you had the opportunity to pick your heart, which you do? An opportunity where you fight to survive, to do new things, grow, and at the end, you are doing it. Or you pick your heart where you are in the same spot every single year, facing the same battles, not growing, not knowing how to create change in your life because you never gave yourself a shot. How does that sound? Because at the end of the day, you are essentially picking which one you want, regardless if you think you are or you're not. Because you are. You are picking to be in the same spot every single year because your actions are showing that. Even though you want change mentally, you are craving it, your actions are telling you, showing you that you are comfortable and you're scared of change. Nothing new can come about if you don't try. Nothing. I want you to understand that you have a choice. You have a choice to accept things in your life that you want and what you don't want. And I want you to love yourself enough to give yourself a shot. Where you are fighting every single day, no matter how hard it gets, to go out there and give yourself a chance. Because you owe that to yourself. Life will always be hard. It will. That is the way it is. Life is going to be hard. But you are at that point in your life where you can pick your heart. You can. And you need to give yourself a chance. I remember when I was so scared of taking chances and opportunities, even though other people saw it was meant for me that I should be doing it, because I was scared, I didn't take them. And later on, I regret not taking them because I remained stagnant. I didn't grow. I was in the same pocket hole every single year after that. And after I realized that, that is when I was actually fighting for an opportunity for myself. I was standing up for myself because I wanted it so badly. I really did, but I realized, why on earth did I not give myself a chance? Why? Why? If other people believe in me, regardless if I believe in myself or not, I should go out and do it. Do it. Because we literally have one shot at this thing called life. There's no reset button. And at the end of the day, at least I gave myself a shot instead of regretting that I didn't, because that's the regret that I had to live with. I grew from it because now whenever our opportunities come about, I do go for it. Regardless if I think I should or shouldn't, I do it. I do it because you never know. You never know until you try. You never know until you ask. You have to be your biggest cheerleader that shows up for yourself when no one else does. That is when you know, regardless if other people show up for you or not, you will be there for you. And you are not depending on them to show up for you. And I'm not talking about depending on other people for a ride or bringing things to you or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in life in general, when things get hard and someone did not make it through for you. That is okay, because maybe something else is going on in their life. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you did not let that stop you, because you know you can continue. It's okay to continue to fight for yourself. The other day, I was talking to my friend, and she brought up the topic of how life here is so hard. Adulting is so hard. It is. It really is. But I was telling her that there are different options out there if you don't want to do the corporate life. There is. And every suggestion that I gave, she gave me an excuse or something wrong with the suggestion that I made. But I realized in that moment, I can give someone all the suggestions that I can come up with, right? But it literally does not matter if they don't take it. If they are sitting there giving me an excuse, telling me, oh, well, this and that, well, then I'm just talking to a brick wall. Then that means you don't even believe in yourself to give yourself a shot, an opportunity for change. You don't want the corporate life. I gave you other suggestions and they just didn't sound good enough. At the end of the day, you're picking your heart, and your heart is the corporate life. And that is okay, because you are allowed to pick your heart. Sometimes you don't even realize that's what you're doing. You are creating an excuse, right, for an opportunity. So you are picking the other heart that you are already tired of and you don't want to deal with anymore. You don't. But that's what you are picking every single time you let go of an opportunity for change. So I highly recommend, if that you want change in your life, if you want something new, you want something different, you need to give yourself a shot. You need to show up for yourself, because there are opportunities out there for everybody, especially in this day and age. Like, you have social media. We have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have all of these things. You have opportunities for change, and so you are essentially, when you don't picking the one that you are tired of doing anyways. You have to pick your heart. You really do. There's no other way to put it. You have to suck it up and get over it, because no one else is going to pick it for you, and you are picking it for yourself. And at the end of the day, you have to live with the decision that you make. No one else is going to live with that decision besides you. Literally. And it's going to suck if it's not the one that you want, especially when you didn't give yourself a shot, an opportunity, when it comes knocking at your door. You're like, actually, I don't want to give myself a chance. Let me close this door and complain about the struggle that I'm already tired of. That is what you're doing. Now, you may be wondering,